Nothing's more beautiful than unity. That's only when we're unified with the purpose that our Father created us. And when we're walking within the musical harmony of divine connections with like-minded people. That's people who want what we want and who value what we value and who are more than willing to lock arms with one another to help each other get to where we can get to together through mutual support. Listen, there's something going down right now, y'all. I hope that you don't miss it. If it's in you, then you know who I'm talking to. My partners and I are like family, and this thing we got is thicker than blood because it's made in the spirit. And it's in the spirit that we decided to make some changes. How do you feel about these changes? Are you ready? Let us know if you need a spot at the table. We're about to participate in a halftime of a lifetime. It's winning season. Father's favor.
Well, good evening, everyone. See, I told y'all in less than 30 minutes, we are live here on Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is One Star Director Tanya Evans Barnes, and I am excited because listen, y'all, it is time for a change. Okay, so if you are watching this, you are at the right place at the right time. Make sure you click like and click share. I'm going to do the same. Click like and click share because I'm telling you, once you share this information, it is going to be good news for that person that receives it. And it's always better to give than receive. Shout out to Chandrella Wilson is in the house. Hey, Queen. Like I said, it's time for a change. And who else is going to show us and tell us about that change? None other than my brother from another mother, Pastor Mel Keys. He is a pastor out of San Antonio, Texas. Shout out to my Joshua House of Worship family. He's a 3-star director in this business. I mean, this business has allowed he and his family, his beautiful wife, Lady K, to be able to early retire, replacing almost 70 or 80% of their income. I mean, it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing to me with 34 vacations on the books. Look, the sky's the limit. The only limitation is you. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you, y'all know you like those bars, Pastor 3-star director, Mel Keys. Come forth, brother, and bless us with your presence. You like those bars I just dropped, didn't you?
You them bars. I didn't know if I was talking to Erykah Badu or Jill Scott. I didn't know if I had Lauren Hill out here. Like, what? How you doing, baby girl?
I'm doing well. I'm sneaking some ice cream while the grandkids is at the park with the pawpaw. So it's been a good time. I got the grands. We getting ready to take 2 advantage. Getting ready to go see my nephew graduate from high school. Amazing. I seen him born into the world. Now I get to see him go out into the world.
You having all the fun. You having all the fun. You got all the
babies is gonna go.
Kids, Lord have mercy.
Oh yeah, it's fun time. And then we're going to Orlando, Florida on a getaway, and I'm gonna take them to Disney World. And the trip is really for me because I've always wanted to go to Disney World, but now I got a reason to take the grands. They walking around with their little miniature Mickey and Minnie Mouse little teddy bears. I wonder how they gonna be when they see the real thing.
Man, I needed a grandma like you.
Oh yes.
Where was you when I was coming up?
I don't know. I wasn't here yet. My grandma and granddad used to take us all over the place because they was in the military. We ain't never go to Disney World, but I did get to travel. So, hey, it's in the genes. It's in the genes, wow. And I'm excited to take them. They wake me up every morning and say, hey, is it time for the first adventure? I was like, not yet.
Wow.
But I am ready. I am so ready to take this trip. Something that I've always wanted to do with my kids. But
well, I'm happy for you all in advance. Send all the pictures and everything, and I'm still looking forward to seeing you in July. That's right around the corner. We'll be meeting up in Vegas. Yeah. I got one of our most beautiful sisters here. Let's see if we can get her mic on. Let's see. Jay, can you hear us, darling?
Oh
We
no,
cannot
can't
hear
hear
you.
her.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. If you can get that worked out, we'll try it again. But your mic is not working on this side, so I know that you can work that out. But I'm gonna put you in the lobby and see if you can get it worked out. Me and Coach Tanya, we just gonna have a conversation today. We're gonna kick it. I'm not even gonna. We're gonna go. We're gonna since you're spitting balls, we're gonna freestyle. We just gonna
Okay.
talk about what we talk about.
My
We got,
icebreaker, we talk.
yeah. We got Chasing Destiny. Miss Mika's in the house.
Hey,
Look,
Mika.
we got these 1 stars in position online. It's 1 star night. So Chandrella, she's one of our amazing 1 star directors. Come on here in this house,
Yes,
praise the
yes,
Lord. And we got
yes.
Mika, our newest 1 star in the J Howe family. And we're thankful and grateful that that the relationship that we have, everybody doesn't believe in it and everybody can't do it. I don't know what the problem is, but look, everybody winning. I'm not satisfied unless everybody is winning and everybody is winning together. It shouldn't be people always talking about pyramid this, pyramid that. They don't even understand what a pyramid is. Only thing I know is there's a whole lot of folk at the bottom losing if it's a pyramid. But
Lord
if
have
we got our hands on, everybody who wants to win can win. So shout out to these winners here, Chasing Destiny and Chandrella. So tonight we're talking about, the topic is it's time for a change. So let's kind of open it up and, like I said, freestyle a little bit. It's time for a change on so many things. And
yes.
we'll start with this worldwide travel club that we are a part of. It's been in this space of travel for the past 10 years.
Yep.
Coming into, March was our anniversary, our 10th year mark. So we're now, listen, y'all, 10 years strong. The average company doesn't even make it to the 3rd year. So we're 3 times that. Not only that, to our favorite advantage, we're a debt-free company from the very
Yes.
beginning. Don't owe anybody anything but to love them. We're operating in 65 nations globally. We've paid out tens of millions of dollars in commissions to everyday ordinary people. And just like you and I, and there's plenty more of that to go around. And then if I had to say one more accolade about this type of thing, did I say we're a travel company? Yes, I thought I did. This is a $8 to $9 trillion annual industry, guys. Trillion, not million or billion. That's a whole lot of money on the table. And I'm glad and I'm grateful that we have the opportunity, because it's time for a change. Coach Tanya, you're much younger than I, but I'm 55. My generation, go to school, get a good job, stay there 30 years,
Go to college
come
or
on here,
go to the
retire,
military, and you will be successful.
live
Yeah,
happily
I'm
ever
45.
after. Did you get that same story?
Yeah, I got the same
Lord have
story, and
mercy.
I worked hard. I got good grades. I
Mhm.
went to the military. I even
Ditto.
went to college, got a few certifications and a degree.
Ditto.
But I got a lot of debt from
Mhm.
the financial loans and stuff. Thank the
Come on,
Lord
ditto.
that they are discharged, and
Uh-huh.
some are paid and some are discharged. So thank the Lord for that.
Right.
But that mythology of it all, it didn't work. I didn't become a millionaire.
Mm.
I actually see myself, because I've worked a job since I was 14 years old.
Mm.
And, I didn't save money because money burned a hole in my pocket. But I'm sure I've had over millions of dollars pass through these hands, but not at one time.
Yeah.
And half of it went out to bills and stuff.
And taxes. There's a lot of miseducation out there. And one of the things, let's talk about this. It's time for a change in that we don't understand that if you keep doing the same thing the same way you've been doing it, it's just ludicrous to think that we're going to get a different result. And that cycle of not understanding how wealth is created. And y'all know this. We talk about it often. This Robert T. Kiyosaki information has been out for decades now. Hopefully you got it. Cash flow quadrant. It breaks it down with there's 4 ways that wealth is created. On the left side, y'all heard me say this, we get left. And what do we get? Leftovers. And until we get a light and a revelation, we probably gonna stay there for the rest of our lives, but it's time to leave.
Oh
It's time to
yes.
exit stage right and to get to the right side, because the right side is the right side. Because as opposed to the left side where there's 95% of the population on average,
Right.
25% of the wealth.
It's
On
scary.
the
So
right side, you got 5% of the people who control about 95% of the wealth. So let me hear you talk about that, Coach Tanya, why it is so important. Look at what Mika says. Old keys don't unlock new doors. You better
a
ask
lot,
somebody
a
right
lot.
there. Talk on that.
Listen, I've been, okay, so how can I put it plainly in layman's terms for for the good people to understand?
Right.
I see how my mother, she's in her 60s, going into her 70s,
Mm,
still working a job. Miserable, don't want to go to work,
mm,
but still going. I refuse to be that person. Or yet and still, I have my grandparents. Now they're almost in their 90s. Now the plan worked for them. I have to say, because my grandma's in a nursing home, my grandfather is still financially take care of them both
mm-hmm,
and everything. But their stipulations to the funds that they get, they only get once a month.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And sometimes it's like it's too much. It's taking away so much. These
yeah,
should be their golden years. They're stressing about when the money runs out, what's going to happen
mm-hmm,
to the care.
mm-hmm,
If you
yeah,
got residual income, you don't have to worry about it because your money is steady growing and growing and growing, and you don't have to wait, work hand to mouth anymore.
right. I like what you said,
I
residual,
don't.
because yeah, residual, coach, because we've been taught linear only, and linear whether it is a salary or linear whether it is even hourly wages. And there are people that make, come on, I mean they getting, we call mad money. They getting $300-400 an hour because of their high caliber skill set, and they could demand that. They can command $400 an hour. But the thing is, unless you own a thing, whoever owns it can change the rules at any
It'll never
moment.
be yours. Yeah,
They
and then
could,
you
yeah,
still, with all the good money that you're making, you still have to you still have to answer to somebody.
right.
You got. I mean, you can work all those hours and things of that nature, and that's all good. The money will pile up. Uncle Sam gonna get a lot of
He
that
gonna he gonna get
if
a
you're not if you're not
lion's share.
situated properly. Like
Yeah,
if you're not situated properly,
right.
then Uncle Sam will be that. That's for one. Then you'll
Mhm.
never have the time that you need to be spending with your children with the upraising of them.
Right.
Because little people turn into big people, and
Mm-hmm.
they tend to miss out. To be transparent, my son told me the other day that he
Mm-hmm.
wished that he had more time with me, but I was always working.
Yeah, yeah. Now let's say this: we are not against the fundamentals of employment, but we're saying don't just work harder, work smarter. We are in a generation now where we're seeing young people in their teenage years go online and create fortunes that are not restricted in any kind of way to boundaries of space or time. So they're not on a linear scale, y'all. And what we're saying is we have tapped into this space where we're on the right side of the quadrant inside of this world renowned travel club that has still been very little known. But when you think of the options and the opportunities out there, whether you got this group that's in the travel agency space, and I've been there for 11 years, so I know what I'm talking about. That's only scratching the surface. Number one, you can't touch our rates, you can't touch our perks and the things that we provide as travel club over travel agency. And then you got this other group of OTAs, online travel agencies, where the Expedia family or the Priceline family and all the plethora of companies that come from those two that are under those two umbrellas. There's dozens of them there. They're all in the same category. And then we come in, I call it the Netflix of the travel industry, because we got this one membership model And as a member within the club, you get access to do what it is that you were going to do anyway without us, with or without us. The only thing we do with our membership model is we show you how to do it better, how to do it more often, and how to do it for a whole lot less. We make it tax deductible. We have a referral program that can make it free, where you can get up to $3,000 a year. $3,000 a year in free travel. Just consider the perks that you might have had for the longest on your job, and you get, dental benefits. You get medical benefits. You might have maybe they might give you some therapy counseling benefits on your job. And what are some of those other things that they might give you out there? It really don't go much beyond that. 401k retirement benefit. Okay.
They give you paid vacation that they gonna harass you on the vacation while you want
no money to go.
You ain't got no money to go because you done paid all the bills. But you have to wait until you get paid again.
Yeah. But so here's an opportunity where you can get up to $3,000 in a vacation fund simply by using our simple referral plan that will give people access to destinations where they're not going to be able to get these prices anyway. Let me give you some for examples. For example, just book Vegas, 8 days, 7 nights. We'll be there. The typical price online anywhere else, and I did the research, ranges from $900 to as much as $1,200 for the week. And in our case, let me just say it this way. In our case, we paid $100 for the same exact thing. Same hotel, same resort. We don't have to go no timeshare meeting. I ain't meeting nobody about nothing. This is $100.
Unless they offering free stuff.
Well, you can if you want to, but I'm not. I'm not in it. My time is more valuable. So $100 was the price as opposed to $900 or $1,200 difference. We just booked Waikiki. We'll be for the very first time. We'll be in Hawaii. We're very excited about that. The last time we were going to go, we chose to go to Alaska instead. And in this case, it's $539 for 4 nights at a 4-star amazing hotel, as opposed to every other OTA, online travel agency, that we looked at. And we look at them just to compare. We just wanted an example of what it would be. $579 to $799 on average, anywhere within that window for each night. So here's the math. $539 for the whole stay of 4 nights. $579 to $799 per night on all the other competitors.
I'll take that first one.
Come on here.
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. Could I give you one more? We just booked Dubai. I didn't tell you. We just booked Dubai. Hallelujah. And we'll be there. And in Dubai, as opposed to $799 to $1,299, every place online, that is the range, $99. So this is what we have. This is what we do. And it's an opportunity for people to do 2 things. There's only 2 sides of the coin, and it's time to make a change, y'all. If you've not been doing this, if you've not been getting this, you're throwing away good money. Now, Mama told me, your money, you do with it as you want, right? But I'm going to help you. You don't have to. There's a better way, and that's the model of our company that we represent. Travorium has the model, a better life requires a better way. And I say to you, we found it. If you want something different, you have to do something different, and here it is. Let me see if I can get Miss Jean to come in, and I'm going to have you to respond on that, Coach. Miss Jean, what about now? Can we hear your voice?
A better way is definitely the best way.
Come on,
Travorium. Yes, I got it. I had to do the disconnect, unplug, and restart everything, but
that's got all it. Right. But you didn't give up. That's what we love.
That's right. Don't give up.
Look, we might get you a single song now since we got your voice back.
That's right. I know. I love to sing. I don't know if you'll stick around to hear the ring, though.
All right. That sound like me. But listen, it's time for a change. What is it in your profession? Now tell us your profession for the benefit of the audience and some of the reasons why you can see. And you've also been a traditional business owner. Speak from both of those perspectives, what you've seen in the academic and what you've seen in the business sector and realm as to why it's time for a change. If you'll speak on that for us.
It is time for a change in lots of different areas. And like you said, in the academic world, definitely it's become more of a move around learning everywhere you go, not just staying in one place. You got to get out there and experience the world to truly learn about it. We can travel, and in traveling, you can learn so much more face to face. So academically, I am a teacher, I am a professor, I am an interventionist coach. I work with students K through 12, helping them become better readers, better critical thinkers. And my goal is to start getting them to think about what are they going to do with their life, because they need to get out there and experience it. And it definitely comes from getting out there and traveling the world. I got the opportunity as a child to travel all over the United States. We went to campgrounds all the time, many of the state parks. I can't tell you a state that I met that I didn't like. So now my goal is to do some world traveling. I made a statement that I wanted to travel and speak on all 7 continents, and I've begun working on that. Currently, I have a couple trips coming up. I'm going to be going up to North Carolina. I'm going to be going over to New Orleans, and I'm looking to get out to Africa at this point. Wow. If not this year, definitely next year, looking at doing a boot camp over there, working with some 3 different village students groups over there that looking to do a boot camp over there and bring some of the wonderful teaching parts that it takes from the world to them, because they can't get out there as quick as I can to learn. So travel definitely is a big part of education. And in the business world, definitely it's not the same. Don't stay in one place, because you've got to do a lot of the different pieces to experience it. There's a better way, and Travorium is the better way. Choose Travorium today.
I love that. I love that. Ms. Jean, let me tell you something. When we think about, let's look at it as a pond as opposed to the ocean. I think one of the mistakes we've made in business, in education, and even in ministry is when our fundamental approach is everything local, as if that's all we can do. When all our connections, all our friends, all our relationships, all our ideas, all our whatever has to come from this one source. Can you give us a comparison of what it looks like when we can begin going out because of this travel opportunity, and we're extending from ourselves from the pond, and now we're literally out in the ocean because travel has afforded us to go from local to global? Can you speak on that for us?
When you get the opportunity to travel the world, you get to take everything that's about you and take it to the world. You were created to do something, and it isn't to sit in one place. When you take it out there to the people out there, and they can see that they also can take a part of it, and sharing it, building the relationships, it's all part of it. You can't do it just in one, you can't do it in one place, because it's it's just so beautiful out there. If you try to, you just put yourself into a box.
Yeah.
It really is that you put yourself into a box and you have only one perspective.
Yeah.
The more you know about the world around you, hence traveling and experiencing it, you can make better choices, not only for yourself, but for your children and for generations to come. So it impacts the world as a whole.
Yeah.
You're right. We do start here, but at some point we got to get up and fly out there to see where's the next place to drop that inspiration so others can get the spirit and go travel and become what you want to become.
I love it. Coach Tanya, you heard us say we're in the box. I want you to speak on that, because sometimes we're in the box, but we don't even know that we're in the box. Can you speak on that perspective for us, Coach Tanya?
Yeah, because we get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes normal to just do the same routine over and over again. See, I'm a out of the box type person. I do the opposite of what other people do. I don't
Yeah.
like being, I used to not play the game, follow the leader correctly. Now I'm learning because it's not. It wasn't that I didn't understand the game.
Yeah.
It was who I was, following. Now, if you about to lead me into a brick wall, common sense would say, "Hey, if they bump their head on that wall, why would I want to bump my head on that wall?" So you got to get a good leader like Pastor Mel and
Bless
Coach
your heart.
D
Bless your
and
heart.
Todd Strand. I mean, and our leadership is, think about it. CEO and founder David and Adela Hart with the
Yeah.
vision. Then we
Yeah.
got Todd and Gina Strand. Then we got Daryl and Maria Roberts. Then we
Yes.
got Dave Sigler. I mean, the leadership, it just pours down. So you can't help but to follow. Yeah, I follow. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I can't be comfortable. I had one person tell me one time, she was an old lady when she said it, but she was like, I was born in poverty.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna die in poverty. And I was like, the devil is a lie.
Come on.
No, that don't even make sense when I can
Right.
choose to be, to do something different.
Mhm.
Dare to be different. I used to tell my sons all the time, dare to be different.
Dare to be different. Somebody write this down. Let me go to some of these comments before we wrap it up. We want to say good day to Miss Sonia. Praise the Lord. We're grateful and thankful for her. I think our brother here is connected to you, Coach Tanya.
Out of Nigeria.
Down in South Africa. We're praising God for you. Amen. Now, Mika said, what did she say? She said, the other side of that is we don't know what we don't know. That's the most dangerous side, because when we don't know that we don't know, we presume to move forward as if we do, and we put ourselves at risk and everybody connected to us. She says, so reach back and share the knowledge that you gained to help someone. Absolutely. Chandrella, 1-star director, says, say that, Queen. Absolutely. So let's go just one layer below this, and then we'll begin to wrap it up, because we've put some good stuff out there for people to consider that a change is definitely necessary. It's time for a change. What happens if we, as a generation, as a level in the family, leaders in the church, in a community, or whatever box we've been in, what happens, what's at risk if we don't change, if we don't make the shift, if the paradigm does not move at all, and we just stay locked in what we've been doing, and we continue to duplicate that, because everything reproduces after its kind. If we don't extend our minds and know that, hey, we no longer have to stay local, we have global opportunities. We no longer have to deal with a handful of relationships of people. Even Jesus said, a prophet is only without honor in his own country. We no longer have to stay in our own country. We can connect with like-minded individuals all around the globe. And I have witnessed, benefited, and appreciated that experience on every level of my life, from basic friendships to business relationships to ministry and everything else. I now have people in my life that pour into me, as I also pour into others in other continents, that had I not stepped into this space and made the change, I would have still been doing the same old things that everybody else was doing. What is at risk if we don't make these changes? I'd like to hear from you, Coach Gene, and then from you, Coach Tanya, and then I'll have y'all to close it out and wrap it up with your final words.
One of the risks it would leave, as Les Brown would say, those dreams that stand around your feet at the end of your life and say, why did you let us down? Mm-hmm. Those dreams, those children, those elderly, and all of those in between, for seas and oceans to go, will be calling for you to please follow your dream. Les Brown said, don't hear those dreams say, why did you let us down? Thank you.
Now that's a mic drop from beyond right there. Why did you let us down? That's what's at risk. That yes. Not only are we probably disappointing ourselves if we're true, but we're disappointing, and I love that word, disappoint, meaning that there is a divine appointment. There's a divine calling. There's a divine community. And I'm learning more every day that there's divine coaching required. There's some leader that is willing to help us to get to where we all want to go, need to go, and desire to go. But if we stay in the box and don't make the change, that leader, that coach, that mentor, that trainer, whoever that person is, if we don't show up and we stay in the box in the safe zone, they'll never even see us. We'll never meet. We'll never get acquainted. We'll never get the help we need. So thank you. We don't want to die in that box. We don't want to stay in that place. We don't want to be questioned and interrogated. Why did you not take the risk? Why did you not step out on faith? Why did you not have more courage, more boldness to be and become your best self? And the coach is going to say, I would have been there. I would have helped you. You didn't have to know it all. You just had to be able to show up. Thank you for sharing that. Coach Tanya, why? Talk to us. Why is it so important?
Man, Gene, that was good because that was the basis of my answer. If I risk it, then I'm letting and disappointing my grandchildren and my grandchildren's children. I'm messing up my legacy. Right now, we have the generational curses of being, in poverty. And a lot of generation curses can be broken. And I'm going to show my grandchildren that there is another place out there. It's a whole wide world besides the zip code that you were born in. And then they're going to in turn tell their children and their children, because that's how it happened for me. If I would have stayed in Cleveland, Ohio, all my life, then and my grandparents never traveled and took me with them, then I wouldn't have never known. If I wouldn't have never went into the Air Force and got on that plane, if I didn't take that risk, then I wouldn't have never known that it was a whole world out there. I'd have been stuck in that one little city, probably go to the outskirts of that one little state when there's 49 more states out there and a whole bunch of countries that I need to see.
That's good. That's good. What I'm hearing both of you say is just coming out of that box, coming out of that place where it's just small, such limited, finite thinking, and exposing yourself beyond your norm, beyond your comfort zone. It's something that God begins to do in us, and we begin to blossom in a way that we could not otherwise do. That's been my experience, and I'm so grateful. I want to give both of you ladies some closing comments. Speak to someone as you would from your heart and let them know. Thank you, Mika. Yes, you got to believe in yourself. Absolutely. Let them know whatever you would like to leave us with if you would do that. Coach Gene, would you leave a closing comment for someone watching this right now? Time for a change.
I would say it's time for a change. Get out there and travel and experience the world. Yes, it's nice to read the books, but there's nothing that compares to the true experience of walking on the land and feeling the air and just breathing it and knowing this is what we're here for, to enjoy it. Thank you for this evening. Thank you.
God. Thank you. Thank you. Coach Tanya?
Well, you heard it from this queen and this man of God, but I tell you the truth, travel is beneficial to your mental health and your physical well-being. I know when I take a trip, I don't have a care in the world. The only care I'm caring about is it's almost over, when I'm going to book my next trip. Traveling makes expands your mind, not only mentally, but physically. The weight is off, it's relaxed, especially if you get you a massage. And the fact that Uncle Sam is paying for all this and reimbursing you for all this, that's the main reason why you should do this. It's over 470 tax write-offs that you paying bills on every month and having monthly residual bills that you gonna pay until the day you die. Why not? I'm just saying, why not pay your money back to you? Get some of that money back and get in a position to receive residual income to offset the residual bills, the residual business expenses. Hey, it's all about your mindset. Change your mind, change your situation. Back to you,
There
Coach.
you go. And there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for being a part of our just rap session tonight. We hope that at least one thing was said that was, if not informational, perhaps inspirational for you. If you'll allow me, I'd like to leave you with some inspiration I received from Carol Caspar just the other day, one of our fellow partners out. Where's Carol at? Where does she live at? She's up north. I
She's
can't
in
remember.
Ohio.
She's in Ohio as well. Okay, I knew she was up north. For me, it's north anyway. But she left this on her page. I like to read it for you, and I hope that it blesses you. Thank you, amen. There she's in the chat right there, Ohio. And she had this on her page, and it blessed my heart. As they say, it blessed my spirit, and I hope that it blesses yours. She says, while you are still waiting to find an easy way or the perfect time, someone else is already getting results because they decided that making progress is more important than making excuses. I want that to stick with you, and I want you to reach out to the person that shared this with you. We have people that are at the worst case scenario as a part of our travel club, getting extremely significant, substantial, discounted rates on their travel. The worst case scenario is they're getting travel agent rates. In the middle of that, we have some people that are getting about $3,000 or so of free travel every single year. And then we have people that are earning upwards of more than $1 million a year in the same place that we're talking about right now with you. Get your questions answered. Make no excuses. Let's make some changes, because the changes we make will sure enough change us. God bless you. Love you guys, and we'll see you real soon.
Good night.